through Jebson City an hour ago and everything seemed quiet. Where you been since then? I stopped at a little service station and restaurant for breakfast. Let's take a look at your driving license. Mason handed it to him. The man started to return it, then looked at it again. Say, he said, you're Perry Mason, the big criminal lawyer. Not a criminal lawyer, Mason said patiently. A trial lawyer. I sometimes defend men who are accused of crime. What are you doing up in this country? Going fishing. The deputy looked at him suspiciously. Why aren't you wearing your fishing clothes? Because, Mason said and smiled, I'm not fishing. You said you were going fishing. I also intend, Mason said, to go to bed tonight. According to you, I should be wearing my pajamas. The deputy frowned. The traffic officer laughed and waved Mason on. The deputy nodded at the departing car. Looks like a live clue to me, he said, but I can't find it in that conversation. There isn't any, the traffic officer said. The deputy remained dubious, and later on, when a news-hungry reporter for the local paper asked the deputy if he knew of anything that would make a good story, the deputy said that he did. And that was why Della Street, Perry Mason's confidential secretary, was surprised to read stories in the metropolitan papers stating that Perry Mason, the noted trial lawyer, was rumored to have been retained to represent the person or persons who had looted the vault of the Jebson Commercial Company. All this had been arranged, it would seem, before Mason's client had even been apprehended. When Perry Mason called his office by long distance the next afternoon, Della said,
I thought you were going to the mountains for a vacation.
That's right. Why?
The papers claim you're representing whoever robbed the Jebson Commercial Company.
First I've heard of it, Mason said. I went through Jebson City before they discovered the robbery, stopped for breakfast a little farther on, and then got caught in a roadblock. In the eyes of some officious deputy, that seems to have made me an accessory after the fact.
Well,
Della Street said,
they've caught a man by the name of Harvey L. Corbin and apparently have quite a case against him. They're hinting at mysterious evidence which won't be disclosed until the time of trial.
Was he the one who committed the crime? Mason asked.
The police think so. He has a criminal record. When his employers at Jebson City found out about it, they told him to leave town. That was the evening before the robbery.
Just like that, eh? Mason asked.
Well, you see, Jebson City is a one-industry town, and the company owns all the houses. They're leased to the employees. I understand Corbin's wife and daughter were told they could stay on until Corbin got located in a new place, but Corbin was told to leave town at once. You aren't interested, are you?
Not in the least, Mason said. Except that when I drive back, I'll be going through Jebson City, and I'll probably stop to pick up the local gossip.
Don't do it,
she warned.
This man Corbin has all the earmarks of being an underdog, and you know how you feel about underdogs.
A quality in her voice made Perry suspicious. You haven't been approached, have you, Della?
Well,
she said.
In a way. Mrs. Corbin read in the papers that you were going to represent her husband, and she was overjoyed. It seems that she thinks her husband's implication in this is a raw deal. She hadn't known anything about his criminal record, but she loves him and is going to stand by him.
You've talked with her? Mason asked.
Several times. I tried to break it to her gently. I told her it was probably nothing but a newspaper story. You see, Chief, they have Corbin dead to rights. They took some money from his wife as evidence. It was part of the loot.
And she has nothing?
Nothing. Corbin left her $40 and they took it all as evidence.
I'll drive all night, he said. Tell her I'll be back tomorrow.
I was afraid of that,
Della Street said.
Why did you have to call up? Why couldn't you have stayed up there fishing? Why did you have to get your name in the papers?
Mason laughed and hung up. Paul Drake of the Drake Detective Agency came in and sat in the big chair in Mason's office and said, You have a bear by the tail, Perry. What's the matter, Paul? Didn't your detective work in Jebson City pan out?
It panned out all right, but the stuff in the pan isn't what you want, Perry,
Drake explained. How come?
Your client's guilty.
Go on, Mason said.
The money he gave his wife was some of what was stolen from the vault.
How do they know it was the stolen money? Mason asked. Drake pulled a notebook from his pocket.
Here's the whole picture. The plant manager runs Jebson City. There isn't any private property. The Jebson Company controls everything.
Not a single small business. Drake shook his head.
Not unless you want to consider garbage collecting a small business. An old coot by the name of George Addy lives 5 miles down the canyon. He has a hog ranch and collects the garbage. He's supposed to have the first nickel...